The sterile beeps of the hospital monitors filled the dimly lit room as Dr. Jonathan Miller, a man known for his unwavering compassion and dedication to healing, found himself on the brink of death. For 30 long minutes, his heart, once a steadfast engine driving him to save lives, began to falter. The world around him blurred into a haze of urgency and panic as his colleagues rushed to resuscitate him. In the midst of the chaos, as the rhythmic beeps slowed and then stuttered into silence, an eerie stillness descended. The cacophony of machines faded into a soft, otherworldly hum. Jonathan felt himself being untethered from the confines of his body, as if a great force had pulled him away from the mortal coil. In that suspended moment, where time itself seemed to hold its breath, he experienced a profound shift. The clinical sterility of the hospital was replaced by a vivid, luminescent light that enveloped him. It was neither harsh nor blinding. It was warm and inviting, like a long-forgotten memory of unconditional love. Then, from the midst of that radiant glow, a gentle yet commanding voice resonated.
"Jonathan, come with me."
He opened his eyes, or what he now perceived as eyes, and saw a figure clad in brilliant white, radiating compassion and authority. The figure, unmistakably calm and filled with profound wisdom, was none other than Jesus. Jonathan's last conscious memory of the hospital was of his colleagues' desperate attempts to revive him, the frantic murmurs, and the cold touch of sterile sheets. But now, as he hovered in a realm of indescribable beauty, he was no longer confined by the limitations of his physical form. Every sense seemed heightened. Every sound, every ray of light was imbued with meaning. The sensation of weightlessness was accompanied by a stirring within his soul, a stirring that he had never known while alive. In this new reality, the boundaries between emotion and intellect, between memory and prophecy, began to blur. The figure of Jesus reached out, and in that touch, Jonathan felt an overwhelming surge of warmth, as if every ounce of his being was being gently reassembled. "Jonathan," Jesus said, his voice both tender and resolute, "your journey on earth has been marked by hardship and healing, by pain and redemption. But now, you stand at the threshold of a truth that surpasses all earthly understanding." Jonathan's heart, if he could still call it that, beat with an echo of life, and he found himself filled with both dread and wonder. This was no mere dream. It was a revelation of what lay beyond the veil of mortality. Jesus led Jonathan along a pathway that shimmered like liquid gold, flanked by arches of light and cascades of iridescent hues. The scene unfolded like a living tapestry. Lush, vibrant gardens, where flowers of every conceivable color burst forth in radiant splendor. Crystalline streams murmuring in perfect harmony, and an atmosphere of sublime peace that seemed to embrace every soul present.
"This is the Garden of Celestial Secrets,"
Jesus explained softly. "Here, in the realm of heaven, every pain and every joy is transmuted into pure understanding. It is here that the wounds of your earthly existence are healed, and the hidden truths of divine love are revealed." As they walked, Jonathan beheld scenes of sublime beauty. He saw souls bathed in radiant light, their expressions serene, as if freed from the burdens of earthly sorrows. He witnessed the convergence of countless luminous beings, each one contributing to a celestial symphony of hope and redemption. Jesus continued,
"Jonathan, do you understand that every tear shed, every heartbreak endured, has been a step toward your spiritual evolution? In heaven, there is no judgment, only transformation. The secrets of this realm lie in the power of forgiveness, the strength of love, and the promise of eternal renewal.
The words resonated deeply within him. Jonathan recalled the moments in his life when he had felt helpless in the face of suffering, when he had done everything within his human power to mend broken lives, yet sometimes had been met with failure. Now, in this ethereal place, he understood that each challenge had been a necessary part of his own healing and growth. In the heart of the garden, beneath a canopy of radiant light, Jesus paused before an ancient, ornate door, a threshold unlike any Jonathan had ever seen. Intricate carvings depicted the story of creation, of sin and redemption, and of the eternal promise of grace.
Beyond this door,
Jesus said,
lies the sanctum of divine truths. Here, the secrets of heaven are unveiled to those whose hearts have known both suffering and compassion.
Jonathan's spirit quivered as he stepped forward. With a gentle push, the door swung open, revealing a chamber suffused with a soft, pulsating light. The room was filled with symbols and inscriptions, each one a testament to the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth. In this hallowed space, he perceived a record of every act of kindness, every instance of forgiveness, an eternal ledger kept by the divine. A deep, resonant voice filled the chamber.
Behold, Jonathan, the sacred truth. Love is the foundation of all creation. The trials you have endured were but stepping stones toward the realization of your divine purpose. In every sorrow lies the seed of compassion. In every defeat, the promise of renewal.
Jonathan's mind, unburdened by the limitations of the mortal body, absorbed the knowledge in waves. He saw the interconnectedness of all souls, the delicate balance of justice and mercy, and the eternal nature of the spirit that transcends the confines of earthly life. The revelations overwhelmed him, each insight a beacon that illuminated the path to redemption and eternal life. In the glow of that transcendent moment, Jesus placed a hand upon Jonathan's shoulder, a gesture both solemn and profoundly encouraging.
Your life on earth has been a testament to the healing power of compassion, Jesus intoned, but there remains a task yet unfinished. You have been chosen to be a beacon of hope, a healer not only of the body, but of the soul.
Jonathan felt a surge of determination and clarity. The myriad experiences of his earthly life, the long hours in the emergency room, the moments of quiet despair when a patient's eyes closed forever, the fleeting smiles of recovery, had all led him to this pivotal moment. He was now to carry the torch of divine love back into the world of the living.
Jonathan, when you return to the realm of the living, you will bear the light of heaven within you. Let that light guide you as you mend the broken, comfort the grieving, and inspire those lost in the darkness to seek the eternal promise of redemption.
The weight of that mission was immense, yet Jonathan felt unburdened by it. Instead, he embraced it as a calling, a duty born of the most profound love and understanding he had ever known. He realized that every life he touched on earth was a thread in the grand tapestry of creation, and by healing those wounds, he would be stitching together the fabric of humanity with the threads of compassion and hope. With the divine revelations still echoing in his heart, Jonathan awoke in the hospital recovery room. The sterile beeps of medical devices, the soft murmurs of nurses, and the harsh fluorescent lights of the ward contrasted starkly with the radiant serenity of heaven. Yet, Even in that familiar clinical environment, he sensed that nothing would ever be the same. As he recovered physically, Jonathan's inner life underwent a radical transformation. Each patient he encountered, every story of pain and resilience, stirred in him the memory of what he had witnessed. The struggles of humanity, the relentless battle against suffering, the enduring spirit of hope in the face of despair, took on new meaning. He began to document his experiences meticulously, penning down every detail of his journey into a journal that would later inspire countless others. His writings spoke of a realm where forgiveness reigned supreme, where every act of kindness rippled out into eternity, and where the divine presence was ever near to those who believed. Jonathan soon realized that his newfound mission was not simply to return to the routines of his old life, but to infuse it with the luminous truths of his celestial encounter. He started hosting meetings at the hospital, sharing his insights with colleagues, patients, and even strangers who were grappling with grief and loss. His words were imbued with the authority of one who had seen beyond the veil, a beacon of light in a world too often shrouded in darkness. Yet not everyone was ready to embrace the transformative power of his message. Many were skeptical, dismissing his experience as a mere hallucination born of a failing heart. Others, however, felt a stirring deep within, a subtle recognition that there might be something more profound waiting just beyond the edge of mortal understanding. In the months that followed, Jonathan's story spread far and wide. His account of the near-death experience resonated with those who had long questioned the nature of life, death, and what lies beyond. People from all walks of life, patients, caregivers, the spiritually curious, and even staunch skeptics, gathered to hear him speak of the secrets of heaven. At one gathering in a modest chapel, Jonathan shared a poignant memory of his journey. In that moment of divine encounter, I saw not only the light of heaven, but also the faces of those who had long suffered in silence. I saw souls burdened by regret and pain. Yet in that luminous space, every sorrow was transformed into a lesson in compassion. It was there I understood that every tear, every heartache, is a call to heal. Not just ourselves, but the world around us. His voice, steady yet filled with an unspoken urgency, touched the hearts of all who listened. The message was clear. Redemption is always possible, and the power of love and forgiveness can transcend even the darkest moments of human existence. Jonathan began to lead workshops and support groups where people could share their own experiences of loss and recovery. These gatherings evolved into vibrant communities of hope, where the scars of the past were acknowledged and the promise of a brighter future was nurtured. Through these interactions, he saw firsthand how the divine truths he had encountered in heaven could be woven into the fabric of everyday life. However, Jonathan's journey was not without its challenges. As he delved deeper into his role as a spiritual healer, he encountered the darker facets of human existence. There were moments when memories of despair and bitterness threatened to overwhelm him. The faces of those he could not save, the echoes of unspoken grief, and the relentless cruelty of a world steeped in injustice. These all loomed like shadows at the edge of his consciousness. During one particularly arduous period, when the weight of human suffering seemed unbearable, Jonathan retreated to a quiet corner of the hospital's garden. There, beneath the gentle glow of a crescent moon, he allowed himself to feel the full spectrum of his emotions. In that vulnerable silence, the memory of his celestial encounter returned to him with a fierce clarity. He recalled Jesus' gentle admonition.
Jonathan, remember, In every shadow lies the potential for light. It is through facing our darkness that we truly learn to embrace the light within.
In that moment, Jonathan understood that his struggle was part of a larger divine plan. Every challenge, every setback, was an opportunity for spiritual growth, a chance to refine the purity of his purpose. Renewed by this insight, he resolved to continue his work, to bring not only physical healing, but also to be a guiding light for those mired in despair. As time went on, Jonathan's life became a living testament to the eternal truth he had been granted. He forged a covenant with himself, a promise to always pursue the path of compassion, even when faced with overwhelming adversity. This covenant was not merely a personal pledge. It became the foundation of a movement dedicated to healing the heart and soul of humanity. He organized interfaith gatherings, spiritual retreats, and community outreach programs, drawing upon the universal themes of forgiveness, hope, and unconditional love. His message, enriched by the divine revelations of heaven, transcended religious boundaries and touched the core of what it meant to be human. At one retreat, as he spoke beneath a starlit sky, Jonathan shared, "In the vast expanse of creation, we are all threads in a tapestry woven by love. No act of kindness is ever wasted, and every soul, regardless of its past, is worthy of redemption. Let us walk together on this journey of healing, lighting our path with the eternal flame of compassion." The words resonated deeply with everyone present, instilling a sense of unity and purpose. For many, Jonathan's story became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of death, there exists the promise of renewal and the possibility of a love that conquers all. Years passed, and Jonathan's miraculous near-death experience and subsequent transformation continued to inspire countless lives. His story was chronicled in books, shared in lectures, and discussed in both medical circles and spiritual communities around the world. His unwavering belief in the healing power of love and forgiveness fostered a legacy that transcended the boundaries of his own lifetime. In the quiet moments of reflection, Jonathan often returned to that transcendent realm of heaven, a place where the divine secrets of existence were revealed in their full glory. He carried that vision within him, a constant reminder of the extraordinary truth that life, in all its pain and beauty, is an invitation to evolve spiritually. Even as he grew older, his eyes retained a spark of the divine light he had once witnessed. And when the time finally came for him to leave the mortal world, those who knew him spoke not of sorrow, but of a deep, abiding gratitude for the legacy he left behind. A legacy built on the foundations of empathy, kindness, and an unyielding belief in the redemptive power of the human spirit. Dr. Jonathan Miller's journey, marked by a harrowing 30-minute heart attack and a subsequent sojourn in the luminous realms of heaven, stands as a living testament to the truth that our existence is far more than the sum of our earthly struggles. His experience, a blend of scientific inevitability and divine mystery, continues to inspire those who dare to seek meaning beyond the physical realm. In the soft glow of dawn, as new lives begin and old wounds find solace, the legacy of his revelations whispers on the wind.
No matter how dark the night may seem, the promise of light endures. In every heart lies the potential to heal, to forgive, and to rise anew, just as I have, beyond the threshold of death, into the eternal embrace of love.
This account of Dr. Jonathan Miller's near-death experience, his meeting with Jesus, and the unveiling of heaven's secrets serves as both a chronicle of personal transformation and a universal call to embrace compassion, hope, and the infinite possibility of redemption. It reminds us that every ending is but the beginning of a new, divine journey. A journey toward an everlasting light that guides us all.